Hi everyone, this is Matthew Death from Above, and joining me is Audrey.
Yeah. I'm Adri, also known as Morsa. How's it going?
So today will be our first video for the expansion series. So we'll be opening Alpha, Beta, and Unlimited as the three packs, specifically Beta in this case, as Volcanic Island was not an Alpha.
Yeah, and the whole point for today is that there are too many powerful cards in Alpha, Beta, and Unlimited, and so you'll see once we start talking about how this event is going to go, but basically we decided to just do one Beta as representing all three of the original sets in Magic.
So what we're going to be doing with this series, and the goal is we're going to be going from set to set, skipping over some sets like core sets where we'll open a few packs, and every week we're going to use the 15 packs that we open and make new decks with it.
Yeah. And as inspiration for this, there is a similar series in Yu-Gi-Oh! Called Progression Series that I really, really love. I have never played a single Yu-Gi-Oh! Match, but I watch this series religiously. And so I've always thought that it would be a very cool thing to do for Magic. Yu-Gi is kind of special because they only have vintage as a format per se, like officially. And so you can always go back to what decks were played at the time and kind of see how those fit in what the progression series that they're doing. For us, it's going to be a little different, and we'll explain a little bit how we're going to do that for this series.
Yeah. So going into our next slide, we have the winner's wheel. So every week, what's going to happen is we are going to have a match with our new decks that we made, and the winner's going to get to spin this wheel. So the wheel breaks down into a couple different sections, like common, special, uncommon, rare. So these are different cards you can open up from packs that are from the similar time. So if you were to win and spin, let's say uncommon, you'd get to take one uncommon from the set that we're on and add that to your collection.
Yep. Special would be anything that we have been that this some for like side sets that we're not doing, like things like Commander or things like that, or an undrafted set from the same year. One restriction we are putting on our first thing is that you cannot get power from this. If you happen to not open power, then and you spin the rare, whoever wins, then they will not be able to get power just because that will be pretty powerful just for the rest of the series.
The same restriction is on clone, where you get to get an additional copy. We're trying to limit power so that it doesn't end up being just power for the next 50 or so episodes. We will also have a ban slash unban option. So every week we are going to likely end up with a potential ban, as that can happen if someone loses multiple weeks in a row. They'll get to ban a card. You can also get that from this. And that's to make it so the decks continuously are changing and not just revolving around the same cards.
Mm-hmm. And finally, the redoable openings. We start with a few, I believe, three redoer tickets, quote unquote. So basically, that means that you open all of your 15 packs and you didn't get something that you wanted. Like, let's say you open beta and there's no power and the cards are very mediocre. You can't even like make a deck that you want to play. You can just reopen all of the packs and then you have to keep the second one. You can only do this once per episode, let's say. And so at certain stages, you'll just get all three of them back. Like, for example, one big change that you can think of is from, what was the name? It's like
Eighth edition?
Scorch, from
Yeah,
Scorch to Mirrodin, for example, is one that I was thinking where there's like a very noticeable change.
100%.
Things like those where you can just get them, or like just something really big changes in Magic.
Example of these
Yeah,
are like the new border, or if we go to like fire design for newer sets or stuff like that.
yeah,
So then
exactly.
going to our next slide, we've got the losers bands. So as you said before, if you're losing for two or more straight episodes, what's going to happen is you're going to get to ban a card. This is to try and keep everything a bit more fair so that one deck doesn't end up dominating everything. As well, the loser each week is going to get to open two more packs for the next week, which will help them draft better decks, hopefully.
Yep. And so same principle, right? If your opponent just drafts or gets something that is so completely overpowered that is, they have this strategy that you just can't beat, then you can pick that. We will have access to what each other person has opened, and we'll share links to so that you can track what is available to us at every episode. But basically, that is just a way to kind of like self-balance a little bit. If someone just has too much advantage, then it's a way to correct that gap.
Yep.
I will try my best not to ban power because I still want to see it. But if Matt opens triple Black Lotus, then that is just gonna happen.
Yep. And then going to the final thing, at the beginning of every set, we're going to give a quick breakdown of a couple fun things about this. So, Alpha being the first set ever designed, and Magic all came together on August 5th, 1993, where over 7 million cards were printed for Alpha and brought around the world. And 30 years later, here we are.
Here we are indeed. And as Matt mentioned at the beginning, we will be opening beta just because Volcanic Island was not in the initial release for Alpha. Unlimited is the first one with white border, I believe, but we're just going to go for beta and do that one.
So, thank you so much, everyone, for watching this opening, and we're going to go right into opening packs.
See ya!
Hi, everyone. So today, me and Adri are starting the progression series, and we're going to open up our first packs from beta. We would be doing alpha, but there's currently missing cards in alpha, as they did not have Volcanic Island for that set. So we'll be starting with beta, and then moving on to Arabian Nights. Hopefully we can get some Power 9 here, some Dual Lands, and Soul Ring, maybe some Demonic Tutors, but we'll just have to wait and see. So let's open these packs. Okay. So here we've got Wild Growth, which is just great for ramping, Protection Circle, Life Force, which will be nice against any black deck, especially if we're going green with that Wild Growth, so we'll have to wait and see. But so far, it's looking alright. So we got Sinkhole, destroy some lands, we've got Lightning Bolt, Stone Rain, there's some land destruction. Maybe we could go black-red land destruction. Sleight of Mind, not great. Now we're looking for changing colors, but we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully we can open up some bigger stuff with other packs. Okay, so here we've got a couple creatures. Nothing too crazy. The Disenchant's pretty nice in these earlier sets to be able to destroy power and any annoying artifacts or enchantments. Disrupting Scepter could be nice if we have a good black-red deck to just be able to help or continue to make them discard, try and keep them low. So we'll have to see. Another Sleight of Mind, that is not what we're looking for, unfortunately. But hopefully in these next 11 packs we'll be getting some better things. Oh, we got some goblins here. So definitely if we have some more goblins in the other packs, want to double check, we might be able to go ahead with this black-red idea. Also, having a couple Pestilences is going to be really nice to just control the board. Having Prodigal Sorcerer, also known as Pim, it's kind of nice if we end up choosing blue, just being able to just keep pinging our opponents for one. So let's keep looking here. Hopefully we have some good cards. Oh, we got Birds of Paradise and a Counterspell. Both are really good cards for these early sets. Counterspell being an iconic Magic card, being able to just counter anything for 2 mana, as well as Birds of Paradise, giving us some extra mana quickly. Also, Psionic Blast, blue at the beginning of Magic, was able to deal some damage, so having stuff like this could be nice if we're going like blue-red for like some burn. Alright, we got our pack 7, so we're about halfway through here. We got our Heirloom Minotaur 2-3 versus Grey Ogre 2-2. We've got a Rock of Cure Bridges, not the best rare at 3-3, but we have Channel, which is a really good card and allows us to do one of the first combos ever printed. If we ever end up having Fireball in these next packs, it's definitely something to look out for. And let's see. So we got Dark Ritual and an Ancestral Recall. Oh my god, that is one of the best cards you could pull, one of the strongest cards, even in the present day. Part of the Power 9, so very excited to be getting that. Definitely are going to be building blue to some extent as a result of that. Having Dark Ritual also is really nice for that extra mana in the early game, maybe doing it into a Hippie or into a Frozen Shade. Really good ways to be able to use mana quickly, but the Ancestral Recall is massive. Very, very excited to be able to play this. Let's go to our next pack. Hopefully we have another couple good packs like this. We got Icy Manipulator. That was really good in like Staxy type decks, being able to tap your opponent's lands. You can only do it once a turn, but it is nice if you have some land denial strategies. And we do have a couple land destruction spells, so might have to look into that. Having Sunglasses of Urza is not great, but it could be nice if we have like Jeskai colors, where we'll be able to make red and white a bit more playable and be able to swap the mana a little easier. So let's see, what are in these last 5 packs? Oh, we got Mind Twist, so that's a great card to be able to make our opponent just discard their whole hand, just sink a bunch of mana into Mind Twist. We got Clone, which is really good if our opponent, like Adri, is able to get some big creatures on board. We could just cast Clone and copy it. Got Psychic Venom, which basically makes one land a lot harder to use. It's going to deal 2 damage every time you use it, so it might be worth looking into this land destruction and then using Psychic Venom as a way to really help deny lands. Let's keep looking. We got Raging River. So Raging River is an interesting card. Basically, it splits the board up in 2 and makes it so that you have to pick a side for each of your creatures and attack on each side. I don't think we're going to end up using it because it never ended up being too strong, but maybe we'll end up using it. We'll see. It really depends on a couple things. Having Air Elemental's pretty nice. It's just nice to have a 4/4 flyer, especially with these earlier sets where the creatures are going to be less powerful than we have today by quite a heavy margin. Having another Lightning Bolt is really nice, and having Fork, which will allow us to basically double any instant or sorcery on the stack, which is nice. Flash Fires will be great against a Plains deck, especially if we go with the land destruction. And having Black Vice could be nice if we're trying to... Well, the issue with Black Vice, though, is if we have all these discard cards, it might not be what we're looking for. But if we're in a more controlling environment, it is nice, maybe down the line, to have our opponent have a bunch of cards and take damage for it. Alright, in the last 3 packs, hopefully we open up some more power here. So we got Stone Rain, some more land destruction. We got a bunch of blue elemental blasts, so if we're going up against a red deck, we're going to feel very good. We got Chaos Lace, which changes the color of a card either being played or cost to. So it changes the color of a card in play or being played to red, and it doesn't change the casting cost, but it will remain red. So this is kind of a big combo with blue elemental blasts, where if we want to make something red and then destroy it, I mean, you never want to use 2 cards, but it's kind of like a makeshift Force of Will for 2 mana, so it might be worth looking into. That is actually kind of interesting. I've never seen that card before, so it's really cool to see it. Here we've got another Minotaur, we've got Plague Rats, we've got the Hive. So the Hive is a really interesting card, and basically it keeps making insects, but if it does like a flip, and if basically the flip is lost, it removes all the insects. And so it's kind of, the more you activate it, the more dangerous you are to lose all your insects, but it is a nice way to like make a couple 1/1s and just make some good chump blockers if needed. And we're going to enter our final pack here. So for the final pack, we've got a Mox Emerald. That is massive. So we've got 2 pieces of power overall. We've got our Ancestral Recall and Mox Emerald. So those are the 2 big cards that we're going to be looking to use, which means we're probably going to be looking for a blue-green deck, maybe red, maybe black, maybe go into like Bugs / Sultai, or go into not Grixis, go into Temur. We've got a lot of cards to look into, but we've gotten a lot of blue elemental blasts. We've gotten a couple green creatures. Got a lot of red cards though that have looked pretty good, and a lot of black cards with Mind Twist. So we're definitely going to have to look through all these packs and figure out what we think is the best way to go. So I will be looking through all this, and I'll show you my deck shortly. Hey everyone, so actually there are a couple cards and a couple rares that I wasn't able to find on MTGO as they were never printed. So we're going to open up 3 more packs as a result of this to see what rares we get for those 3 packs. Okay, we get Wrath of God. Now that's really good if we have a white deck, just being able to destroy the board. It's really nice. For the second pack, we get Island Sanctuary. So this card's pretty good in some Pillar Fort decks. Not drawing a card is pretty big, but it does help protect you, and sometimes in some matches that is what you're going to need. And the final one, Rock Hydra. So Rock Hydra is a really good target to just be able to pump a bunch of mana into, and all of a sudden you can get like a 5/5 or something like that, which is pretty big in this format. So this will help us a lot in, if we go red, just having a big beater, which we currently didn't have, so it's very happy that we were able to find this. So yeah, we're gonna look through all these packs and do our best to create a solid deck and hopefully beat Adri. I will be back soon with my deck list.
Hello everyone, this is Adri, starting to record for our first, and what I hope is going to be a long series with my friend Matt. I've really liked how they do this in Yu-Gi-Oh! And so let's try it out for Magic. So today we're opening 15 packs of beta. There are a lot of cards that I'm looking forward to for this series, and I'm going to reopen packs very aggressively. In case this is first, if there is an anti-card or a card that is not in Magic Online that is a rare, we're just going to reopen the packs. But basically I'm looking obviously for power, anything in power 9, but also any duels. There's also things that, you know, very early ways to cheese games like Dark Ritual, Hypnotic Spectre, that sort of stuff. Tunnel, Fireball, obviously, if we can pull it as well. But yeah, seeing what we're gonna get for our first one. So already we missed on one of the rares, so it's either like a land or something like that. And we can start taking a look. A lot of these cards I know very little of, although obviously Anywhere Elves, very classic, 5 lands, and Dark Pact. I'll take a look at all of these after. My knowledge of Alpha is not as much. I'm just going to, Berserk is pretty good. I'm just going to quickly go into, okay, well, we have one part Fireball, Basalt Monolith already very good. You'll notice in the first ones, these creatures are not incredible. Terror and Sinkhole, pretty good ones. Another Fireball. Wheel of Fortune, okay. Once we arrive at like the very later stages of things like Hullbreacher, Narset, and that sort of stuff. Fog's fine. Demon Hordes, great. Disrupt, destroy one land, pay 3 black, drink up to the hordes, become tapped, and you lose a land of your opponent's choice. Okay. Oh, the Demonic Tutor. I completely went through this. This is a great one. Already pretty interested in this. Starting getting an alert. Disenchant, more Fogs, Earthbind, great art. Soul Ring is very good. Icy Manipulator as well, kinda. So, okay. We can do some stuff. Wild Growth, I like. Pestilence, this is a classic from Popper. Let's see if I can pull it out here. Goblin King, Wall of Water, another Icy Manipulator. So we might end up in some sort of, you know, tap your stuff down deck. Another one of these. What else? Fear, another Terror, Stone Ray, okay. Ooh. Time Vault is very cool. Does Icy Manipulator untap? I don't think it does. You may tap. Yeah, unfortunately, otherwise it'd be crazy. But Time Vault is obviously an incredibly powerful card. I believe we're playing with like current versions errata since we would be in MTGO, but this is a great card. Very happy to see it. If I can make it work at some point. Another Sinkhole, another Stone Rain. So we're kind of like, Counterspell, cool. Kind of like already building like a sort of red-black land destruction in a way. Shatter. Drain Life as well. It's pretty interesting. Disruptor Set. The opponent must discard one card of its can only be used during your turn. Okay. Again, a lot of these cards, Lightning Bolt. Classic card. A lot of these cards I am not super sure about. Frozen Shade seems interesting. 1/1/1. No flying or anything. That's okay. Will-O-Wisp regenerates. Reps pretty good. Disintegrate. I think we have another one of these So might we just end in some sort of like red-black land destruction control? Ooh, Mox Emerald, pretty good. Another counter spell. Sarah Angel, which at this point is one of like the best creatures that we have access to. Just a couple more packs. Another Elves deck. Another Disintegrate. Spell Blast. Target's first contact as well. Got some mana spell. Mana Short. This used to be much better. Unfortunately, I don't know that we can play it here. Okay, another Stone Rain. We might end up just in like land destruction, which is very funny. Hopefully, Matt hasn't opened. Okay, so reverse damage. Let's take a look at what we ended up having. So cool, powerful stuff. What does this do? We're not going to first swap token with either. Oh, so this is a rebuy. So Dark Pact, at least we're gonna rebuy. So this whole pack is not gonna happen. This one, Island Sanctuary, you may draw a card from your library during your office in exchange until end starts on only creatures you might attack you or those that fight or have Island Walk. Oh, so it's like a lock. Interesting. As you'll see, a lot of these cards I don't know, but it's very interesting to see them go on. This is just a big beater. Oh, Monolith as well, pretty cool. I really like those cards. Regenerates for 1. Honestly, it isn't like the Pestilence card. It's not horrible. Weakness target creature loses -2/-1. It is substitute damage for 1. It's dead. Wheel of Fortune. That's also cool. I'm just seeking if we can find any other like anti cards that I have to get rid. The Money Tutor is cool. This one is also cool. Like it looks like we're almost certainly red-black land destruction. Another lightning bolt that I missed. False Order seems to. It's like a change the blockers. Earthbind, Soul Ring. Yeah, definitely like a lot of very cool cards. Yeah, Pestilence might just end up being the way that I win, which is pretty crazy. But like Pestilence Regeneration, I don't know that they can deal with it normally. Goblin King, if we ever end up doing goblin stuff. Manipulator. Okay. Unholy Strength, also interesting. We picked a couple of counter spells as well, so it's not terrible. Wall of Stone, if we end up needing like a big beater, also works okay with Pestilence, because this thing will take all of them. I keep talking about Pestilence, but I really liked the Pauper deck when it existed, and so very excited about it. Giant Spider, a good blocker. Like most creatures are just very bad in this. So early on, like the creatures are pretty bad. Sacrifice, destroy one of the creatures without generating another one. Oh, so kind of like Cold Week. Okay. If I got any way to untap this, it would be great. I mean, I just said that there's Twiddle here, but there's no way to do it consistently. Healing Salve. Jade Statue becomes a creature for the duration. Can be a creature only then. Oh, so it's just a 3/6. That doesn't do much. Okay. But I can turn it on. Again, a good beater for the Pestilence. Return from graveyard to your hand. That's cool. Drain life. This one damage a single card for its black. Another Twiddle. Disruption Scepter. You want life every time it is destroyed, unless it is then regenerated. That's might be interesting too as well. Disruption Scepter target opponent must discard one card of his choice. Okay, that's good. Earthbind, flying creature. Earthbind has 2 damage target flying creature, which also loses flying. Yeah, it looks like we're just going to try and another card that regenerates. So we're just trying to like stall and like deny resources as much as possible and just like beat them with like either a big fireball or just constantly doing Pestilence stuff. Mox Emerald, pretty cool. I might just play it as like a mini Soul Ring. Mana Short is also cool. What else? I don't even know how many Stone Rings I got. Rod of Ruin could also just be like a good way to use all of our extra mana. So how many Stone Rings did I get? Like 1, 2, 3, sinkhole now, so 4, 5. So I already have a playset of Stone Rains, which is fine. I think I saw another sinkhole.
plus this guy. No Dark Ritual, which is kind of annoying, but we'll have to make do, I guess. Maybe I didn't actually see. Yeah, okay. So I'll stop it here and I'll come back with the second pack. Hello again. So we got a pack with an anti-card in the rare slot, which was this one, Dark Pact. And so I'm going to open another one, and that will be my final pack. Hopefully it has good cards. And another Goblin King, so not incredible. Soulnet, we mentioned that we might be able to use this with our removal kind of like way. Not super excited about it, but the other packs were great, so let's take a look.
Alright everyone, so this is my deck for the first episode of our expansion series. I've made some sort of teamer, somewhat control, more mid-rangey pile. So the goal is to try and get our mana up fast with Wild Growth, Mox Emerald, and get these big creatures out, but also Stone Rain our opponent to try and slow them down, and use Icy Manipulator also to try and keep them on low resources while we get like a big Rock Hydra or Crawl Worm to end the game. We've also got Ancestral Recall, which is just a massive pull from us. Being able to draw 3 cards for 1 mana is insane, and hopefully will be able to help us with card advantage. Beyond that, we've got a couple bits of Artifact Hate. We've got Psionic Blast, which is a way for blue to deal 4 damage. Back when the color pie was a bit less what it is now, blue had a couple burn spells like that. But yeah, so that's the main goal of the deck. As for the sideboard, we've got some more land destruction in Flash Fires. We've got some targeted hate with Blue Elemental Blast, Life Tap for green decks, Sea Serpent in case they're a blue deck. And then we've got Life Force and some Circles of Protection. These are just to make the game a bit more control-y and harder for our opponent to be able to do a lot. And Circle of Protection does a great job of just blocking your opponent from being able to damage you. And with these decks being pretty new, the game definitely can end up going long, so it's important that I'm able to maintain stuff in the later game. So yeah, that is my deck for the first episode of the expansion series.
Hi everyone. So I'm back with the deck. A couple things before we start. So Earthbind unfortunately is not available online. So those were 2 things that I had to take off, as well as the Celestial Prism, which would be here just to help us filter through our colors. But basically this is where we landed. Kind of like a red-black control of some sort. I know that creatures are not great in this format right now, and so I'm just trying as best as I can to play control. Also, the Frozen Shade, which is basically this 0/1/4/3 that grows forever black, that was also not available online, and so this is what we have to make do with. So a little bit over, there's a couple of acceleration things. The main idea is that we're gonna win via Pestilence or any of these 7 X spells that deal damage to the face. Disintegrate deals damage to the face, as does Drain Life. We have some other ways to go face, like Lightning Bolt, Howl from Beyond being an instant with any of our very few creatures, but relatively resilient. A lot of removal in the forms of cards like Weakness and Terror. Some just random creatures just to fill the gap, like Ironclaw Orcs, and then Goblin King, as well as Hill Giant. Demonic Horde is kind of like our end board. This can hold the board and then destroy a land every turn. There is a couple more interesting cards. So Monolith is just, again, to ramp us a little bit into our big artifacts. Once we have one of these in play, untapping or tapping, this is not necessarily as important. A couple ways to kind of like hold the board. with these 2 cards that regenerate themselves, as well as Raise the Dead to get them back, and Holy Strength to make them a little bit more resilient. Sinkhole is here just to try and put it out for Matt in terms of like just slowing them down a little bit. Honestly, there's not that much that I can put in beyond going to 3 colors, and so I'm just stopping here. And other just generally okay cards. The Demonic Tutor, obviously, to find us any other card that we might need in the match. Disrupting Scepter is kind of interesting. We can keep them to just 1 card per turn, which is, you know, not incredible, but again, pretty cool early one. If we end up being able to make them discard the card every turn and then destroying their creatures, it's kind of like the idea of the deck. Wall of Stone is also just to hold the fort, but it also helps with Pestilence to just not lose a creature immediately. Wheel of Fortune just as an extra in case we end up dropping a lot of our hand and we can just refresh or draw new, or if we just like there's literally no draw in this deck, and so this is like a way of, if we have things that we need and our hand is not good for the situation, we can just try to reset. Another couple of interesting ones. So Rod of Ruin will likely just end up being a situation where I envision the board being clogged with the walls and the regenerators, and then Rod of Ruin starts to pick out at their life slowly but surely. Jade Statue is interesting, basically because of how Pestilence is worded. Pestilence only looks at the end step, and so I can pop the board multiple times with Pestilence and then before the end step, just activate Jade Statue so that this doesn't die. It will have to be during combat. So basically, I need to do this first main phase, then during combat step, activate the Jade Statue, and then get the Pestilence to not die. So a little strange, but it's another way of having like something that survives the Pestilence. 2 Icy Manipulator as the end, just to, you know, slow them down. If they have like a big creature, this just taps them for the turn. So very, very control-y disruption. We'll see how it works. This is my first time actually trying something like this, so it's gonna be fun regardless. Sideboard, not really that much. I had Ivory Cup in case they end up playing like a white creature spell, like a white creature deck. Juggernaut is like a big body that can be blocked by walls, so could be interesting. Soulnet I found to be also okay in terms of like if we end up having some sort of like match where they are doing too much damage to us, it can be like a way of just recouping a little bit of life. Library, honestly, just in case they happen to have like a Hypnotic Spectre or something like that, or Mind Twist, where we can really need a way of preserving our cards rather. Rep is just overall okay. If they play blue, this is just going immediately in. 2 Shatters in case they have like a crazy artifact that we need to deal with. Fear is a strange one, but if they're not playing black and kind of like a way of also just getting in for the last few points of damage, we don't have like any big creatures, but getting them to be unblockable could be important, mostly for demonic hordes. Sacrifice is just as an extra way that I had here, the idea being just popping a lot of damage for either Pestilence or Drain Life. I didn't want to put it in the main board, but mostly because we don't have that many creatures. And it looks at the mana value, which is also not giant, but the biggest thing we have is either Hill Giant or if we want to use Demonic Hordes. Kind of like as an extra way. For now, I like it in the sideboard. 4 Stone Rain in case that mats end up being incredibly greedy with its mana base. We can, remove a color from them or multiple and see how that goes. Basically, because we have a bit of ramp early, we can try to go that route. Not sure how this is gonna go, and unless it's just 14 cards, I really just couldn't find anything worthwhile putting here for our current colors. And so that's basically what we're gonna do, and we'll see what Matt is bringing to the table.
All right, so I have the play for the first expansion series match.
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna start talking a bit about, at least for me, why I wanted to do this show or this series in particular. I'm a big fan of the progression series in Yu-Gi-Oh! I felt like I know a lot about this game, even though I've never played a single match. I've always wanted to have this happen. Always wanted doing something similar to this. So yeah, and while you go ahead and you can talk a little bit about what you think about the series yourself, I need to change my window capture because it's not
Sounds
capturing
good.
the match.
Yeah, no, I really like the idea. When we first started this channel, this was one of the first things that Audrey brought up to me, and watching the Hearthstone version of this with Rarin was a big inspiration. And so we're both really excited to see how this goes and take Magic throughout the different years and see all the expansions and different sets that we've enjoyed and gotten to see so many cards as a result of.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, if you watch my deck, I realized that one card that I was talking about in a way is not that way. Get in the comments. But I realized. So okay.
All right, let's get this going. I'm keeping my opening
God.
hand. I'm
I
feeling pretty
can't keep
solid
this.
with this
I
hand.
can't keep. Oh my god, I have so many lands in this deck. I don't think I can multi 4. Ugh,
No, I'm feeling pretty happy with this hand.
I am not. It's
No,
okay.
that's why there's a best of three, right?
Blue, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my god, of course. Of course. I want to upkeep 2. What do you think I have, bro? Like Force of
Well, no,
Negation or
just
something?
I was gonna have to discard the hand size
Ah,
otherwise.
yeah. Got it. Yeah. No, makes sense. I mean, you can't even play the cards that fast.
Yeah.
What a waste of cards.
I guess we'll discard those.
Steel Artifact. Gotcha. Well,
Yeah, black, red with orcs. Yeah, not gonna let that happen.
our sync. I also had some of these.
All right.
I was reading this because, like, I don't think it doesn't work with the Moxes. That was very
Yeah.
funny. Okay, now I need to think what I want. Um, this is so sorry. I need to look at what actually I have in my deck. So you have just like some stuff. Okay, I mean,
Yeah, I've not done too much
uh,
yet.
no, you haven't. Okay, well, I guess I can spill some of my secrets.
We got a Mox Emerald. Okay.
Eh,
And a demonic tutor. Okay.
Now, the things that I can search is not necessarily, incredible.
I mean, you could have like
Um,
Channel Fireball in the deck if you're like going Jund. I don't know.
what am I getting? If I'm just getting something like this. Eh, why not?
Into Soul Ring. Okay. I mean, that's a pretty. That's a lot of mana.
I mean, it's not ancestral, but giant spider. Gotcha.
You
Understood.
got that 10 turn clock.
You're actually doing me a favor, I think. Are
Oh,
you
yeah?
doing me a favor?
I don't know, am I?
Maybe.
Pestilence. Okay, that's
I mean, you're taking
scary.
first blood, but
Because it's only black. Let's just make another giant spider.
mm-hmm.
Try and speed up the clock.
Yeah, it's gonna speed up the clock, all right. Unless.
Icy Manipulator. Okay. So we're just gonna play out a War Mammoth, attack with our giant spiders. I assume you're gonna deal 1 damage to everything, and Icy Manipulator a spider.
Yeah, for now. Let's see how we fare.
It's,
Part of my strategy is missing, so we'll see if I get it. If we
I
get
don't know.
there.
You're looking like you're in a rough spot right now.
It's fine.
Disintegrate. Okay. Into terror. Oh, that's not what we're hoping for.
Running low on cards.
I mean, let's just use this now while we can attack, and then
Yikes.
we'll just pass the turn. We're getting you down to 10. Pretty happy with that. Pestilence gets
Interesting.
worse and worse. So notably, this can't block Giant Spider.
Yeah, but I can tap your giant spider.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, so you have red now.
I do have red mana.
Boo.
Oh, not tapping my spider.
Oh yeah, that's. I removed the stops for the begin combat. It's okay. It's not like I need my life anyway.
Yeah, life's overrated.
Well, I don't like that. So.
God, get rid of my mountain right after I got it. So mean.
I mean, I don't know how many cards you need there.
I'm just gonna play Tim.
Prodigal Sorcerer. Okay, well.
Yeah. It forces you to use this pestilence. You take a damage. Pretty happy with that. Oh, we got Phantom Monster coming in. Gonna tap my spider. But
So I need to read this card.
I think here. What am I looking for?
Is this only? Oh yeah. Okay. Well.
Probably just another land, I guess. This will be another land eventually.
Eventually, unless I tap it.
Yeah, but I don't think you have the time to tap that. You gotta
I don't.
tap my creatures.
I have to, yeah, speed it up. I mean, if I draw one card, I might just get there. Yeah, sure.
This is a 2-turn clock at this point.
Well,
Another Icy Manipulator. That's pretty good.
that kind of stabilizes me, although I do need to, eventually do something.
All right. Well, we got Air Elemental. Gonna tap both my creatures.
This is what I suspected would happen, which is that I would run out of gas before. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Boop. I guess I don't need to do it like this. I can just do that.
Oh, Fireball. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. This deck has 1 speed. Take advantage of this. Blocks will become with a non-wall creature. Interesting.
Basically, Death Touch to non-wall creatures.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have like my APM is gonna need to be pretty good.
What are you playing?
Wait a second. What do you mean? Oh wow, this card is so much worse than I thought. Never mind. Oh god. Okay, well.
Oh.
I guess it's. Is it that bad? No, yeah, it is crazy bad. Okay, never mind.
Okay,
I might be bested. Oh yeah. Okay. I mean, I guess I can still hold out for
one turn.
1 turn, yeah. There are cards that do it here, but
I got the Hive.
Hive. I mean, that doesn't really. I don't really care about that much.
Yeah,
Like,
making
Pestilence
1/1 insects.
for 5 mana for a 1/1, bro. What is that rate?
10 mana for the first 1/1.
Unfortunately, I didn't read this card well.
Drain life, yeah.
Because I thought that I would have 3 black, but I only had 2, so I can just barely survive.
Yep.
For 1 turn. Let's see. You have cards that do it. I'm assuming you don't have anything with haste. If you do, then you got me. I'm too lazy.
Nothing with haste for now.
Come on, deck. I mean, I think at that point, because I had to use my... no, there are cards. Like those. Although the Hive is going to be
Yeah.
very fortunate for me. Oh, what am I doing?
Basalt Monolith. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna use the Hive now. You can
yeah, makes
Pestilence.
sense. So all creatures and some other stuff.
All right. Well,
5 mana for a 1/1.
5 mana for a 1/1. It's great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Good.
surprisingly strong here. It's not great.
It is. Oh, I was drawing so well too. Okay.
Okay.
So I already
I'm
know
gonna
what I
mute
want
you for
against you.
this. Alright, I'm gonna mute you for the sideboard and mute myself. Alright, so going into the sideboard, we have red black, so we want Life Force here. We want our blue elemental blasts. And honestly, it makes me think, do we even need the circle of protections? Because we could add them. We do have protection from red here, protection from black there, but I think honestly, just bringing these in should be more than enough to deal with what they're doing. I don't think we're going to need the unsummons, so we can cut those out. Cut out a clone, as it's going to be a bit less good, and we'll cut out a Stone Rain here. With them on the play, Stone Rain's a bit worse, but we got a bunch of counter magic here. We're going to be able to really push for damage, and just have to get rid of the Icy Manipulators. Hopefully be able to use Steel Artifact on that, and make it our own Icy Manipulator. Anyhow, get ready to hop into game 2. Fortunately, I was hoping I could get the Sea Serpent, but no blue, so not that. And
Sorry, I was doing the sideboard and then I realized I was muted, so I'm just finishing up 1 second.
No worries, take your time. But yeah, I'm excited to be able to get the higher amount of 1-drops for this game too. Because this curve is definitely very concentrated at that end and this one. Hopefully we'll get a start with Ancestral again. That would be great to have.
I realized that I was speaking on mute, so you might have seen me talking. But basically what I was saying is that Soulnet is going to help us with they have ways to make tokens, so I think this with Pestilence is going to be very good, if mana intensive. Stone Rain, because it has a lot of like big creatures. So basically, yeah, that 3 Stone Rains instead of... I could put the 4th, I don't know what to put it on, which is something that I should have thought about, but maybe like a land or something. For now, I think I'm fine. They have big buds, so weakness I liked having. Apparently, I need to set
I'm
one
excited
more
to be able to
card.
get the higher amount of 1-drops for this game too.
Boop.
Because this curve is definitely
Okay.
very concentrated at that end and this one.
So on top of
Hopefully
that,
we'll
I
get a start with
think
Ancestral
we're
again. That
good.
would be great to have.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
And here
Yeah,
we go.
I was like 1 card away from stabilizing, but I think I have pretty good sideboard. Oh, well. That's pretty good for me, I think.
This is good enough.
Before you can F me.
Oh, wow. We got Mox Emerald start into Demonic Tutor. That's pretty...
Relax. It's not gonna be that good.
I mean, I don't know. That's pretty good. Even if you just get Soul Ring, that's a lot of mana.
Yeah.
Am I getting Soul Ring though? It's a great question. I think it was. There's a card that I really wanted that got what's his name? Yeah, I think I want that. That got it's not a magical line. It's like a 3-mana artifact that taps for 2 and gives you a mana of any color.
Oh, I see. Yeah, unfortunately, some of these older cards are not going to be on Magic Online, so we're going to have to make do. Ooh.
Most of mine were fine.
I had a decent amount that weren't, but I imagine as we get to the newer and newer sets, with time passing, we'll be able to do more cards. And that was painful. Sinkhole. Into Icy Manipulator. That.
I know. It's gonna be one of those. But I am a control deck, so like, what can I do?
I mean, that's perfectly okay. I just need to keep drawing lands.
Yeah, that's fine.
2 Icy Manipulators. That's fine. Okay.
You also have the same Mox too. That's funny.
Yeah, we both got Mox Emerald.
That is very fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's wasting mana here. You have a card that is actually very scary for me. Although I can somewhat control it. I can control it next turn, so I guess I can just wait.
Okay. All right. 2 things tapped.
And obviously that one. And this, I don't care.
Play an island and pass. Just need to keep drawing lands and we'll be all right. Soaring.
So that.
Oh, disrupting scepter. That's pretty cool.
And I know you have like a steel artifact kind of thing, so I need to tap your blue.
Yep, makes perfect sense to me.
Just not my favorite. Also very mana intensive, but
yeah, but also you've got so much mana. I mean, what if you?
I know.
Oh, that's not the one I meant to discard. Oh well.
Oh, sorry about that. Well, and now we wait.
Tap, tap.
And this is so much APM. I'm so behind in clock. Just from all of this card.
I mean, you're the one who chose Icy Manipulator Scepter deck.
Yeah.
Oh god, Stone Rain 2.
I know. I'm the villain in this.
No,
I am firmly establishing myself.
That's perfectly all right. I have 3 Stone Rains in my deck. You know, it makes perfect sense to want to do that.
Oh, you too? That's very unfortunate. I mean, honestly, it's just very even because I just keep making you discard things that don't really matter.
You're gonna tap 2 things.
Yeah. Should be tapping my Soul Ring, actually. Okay, well, now I have one of my finishers in my hand. I just need to, be able to use them. Come on, there's only that mana in the pool.
Unfortunately, there's not much I can do here other than just wait to find some more mana.
Yeah, I got it. Poof, I need 2 mana right here, so I have 4 mana. Yeah, I mean, my expectation was to have something on the board that I could just start watching you with, but this deck has not that many creatures, unfortunately. Okay, well. I can assure you this is the best that I could have done with my mana pool.
I believe. I mean, this is very strong. It just, you got to get a finisher on before I can
I mean, I have one in my hand. I just can't cast it yet. Life Force! Oh my god, please. No! Well, I mean, it is a threat.
You got Dredge Skeletons.
Oh my god. You have no idea how painful that. I mean, I can still resolve what I want, I think, but it is very annoying.
Yeah.
So what did you get? Mox Ancestral. What else are you?
Well, we have to wait and see.
I mean, at least now I can start doing things. Okay, well.
Why am I tapping? Whatever. I don't know what happened here. Keep forgetting that this thing does. Okay, well, now you can see my regeneration with Pestilence is the whole point of what I
I
want to
see.
do. Fortunately, one of the cards that I wanted is not available. There's like a Frozen Shade or something.
Oh yeah, Frozen Shade. Yeah, because I wanted to play that too, and I unfortunately it's just not my card.
Ooh, Manipulator yourself.
Yeah,
Dirty, dirty, dirty.
I'm gonna manipulate those Dredge Skeletons so you're not attacking.
Well, about that.
Wow, that is an insane card. I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, that was why. Oh, fuck, I forgot to tap your lands. Oh, whatever.
I mean,
Can't do anything.
you can tap them now, or
That's
not.
true. Or not. I don't have all of my stops, so I have to let you try at least.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take Soul Ring.
You're gonna try to take Soul Ring.
Oof. Yeah, being able to destroy a land every turn. I think there's not much I'm gonna be able to do here.
Probably not.
Yeah, that's likely game. Even if you don't destroy a land, if you just swing, it's gonna be very quickly game.
Yeah, which is probably what I'm gonna try and do, to be honest, because I already think I have you pretty locked. Like that's what 3 turns.
Yeah.
Discard the card. Probably forgetting a lot of the things I can do
And
here.
you can Icy Manipulator, my Icy Manipulator also to stop stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do.
Yeah,
I
obviously.
am in a very rough spot.
I mean, even if you do, I think like you can just be like, okay, in response, I'm just destroying a land that eventually it just run out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I can.
You're gonna fireball me?
Maybe. At this point. You have 1 card in hand, so let's just watch. Last. And 1, 2. It's fine. Honestly, I don't need to do anything. So. So at this point, I don't even know if blue is the thing that is stopping you.
Yeah, I think this is likely game if you have fireball here. Oh, you just destroyed a land?
Yeah. Realistic. I mean, honestly, I don't think anything I do matters here because
Yeah, but why destroy a land over just hitting me for 5? I'm curious. What's in your hand now? Oh, disintegrate? Okay. Yeah.
so long as you can counter me, I'm just gonna die pretty quickly.
Yeah. Oh, if you don't play the 3, I just pick a land to destroy. I thought I would sacrifice the creature.
No. You pick a land of mine.
I see. Okay.
Okay, I did what I wanted to do, so I'm happy. Okay, I'll mute myself again.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute myself too. All right. So now that we know more about their deck, I don't think the circle protections are what we're looking for. I think Life Force definitely was very good, and I think Clone is fine. It's not anything great. I don't think we want to bring anything in. I think we're just gonna run it back, but we're gonna bring in. Actually, let's bring back a Stone Rain, and let's get rid of a. What should I get rid of for the Stone Rain? think we're getting rid of the scripts rights. Our goal is going to be in this game to really ramp up quickly. Hopefully, if we can do that, and just try and beat them before they can catch up to us. So hopefully, our opening hand will have either Mox Emerald or Wild Growth to be able to push ahead. And we're going to have to watch out for those artifacts. So holding up counter magic if possible. I mean, we got our counter spells and all that. We've got our steel artifacts. So hopefully we'll be able to do that this game. Let's do this.
Okay, so the land denial actually worked much better than I thought. So I'm just gonna bring in another stone ring here. For what exactly? It's a good question. Oh, maybe Wheel of Fortune. Is there anything else that I want? Maybe another clock. I mean, we did what we wanted to do, so I'm not super concerned. Life Force was quite annoying, but we don't need this to win. We don't need the Pestilence. We have anything for that. They have enough big creatures that it's just not gonna work. Yeah, I don't know. As much as I would like to bring it in, I don't know what to take out of it. So I guess we'll stay like that.
All right, going into the third and final game.
My God, this hand is so bad.
Yeah, I got to get rid of this hand too.
I mean, is it bad?
Let's try this out. This is interesting, at least.
I'm keeping this.
I think we're going to be in for a rough
See what
one.
happens. Also, Matt, you're muted. I don't know if you're talking, but
It shouldn't be muted anymore. Oh, sorry, I'm muted in the
yeah, no worries.
All right, let's
Okay, immediately punished for my mulligan, so that's fun.
All right.
I can take all of these stops out for now.
I wouldn't do that. I feel like missing stops has been pretty rough for you.
Yeah, well, okay. I'm just gonna try this now.
Oh god.
And my counter to your deck.
Creature dies. You may pay 1. If you do, you gain 1 life. Okay.
Maybe I should have held it until you played the Hive, but I feel like it's pretty good. We'll see. It's so crazy. Like some of these cards, I'm like, what am I doing with this deck?
Well, it's just it's funny how the cards that were really good back in the day are just unrecognizable when you compare them to what we have nowadays.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And I mean, obviously, you've got cards that are just wildly strong, like Ancestral and Power 9 and all that, but just a lot of the cards, you're having a rough time recognizing them.
Yeah.
You're going to gain a life?
Yeah. I would like to gain a life. Thank you.
Whoa.
Well, it's not. I
Value.
can't even say always yes. That is wild.
That is just value. Oh, we got Icy Manipulator.
Which gets extra value because now I can tap your Wild Growth land. There you go.
Yeah, you can do that if you want.
Well, it's not like I can do much better.
That's true. Nope.
Wow. Blue Elemental Blast and a Hill Giant.
Yeah, Hell Giant's gone.
That Hill Giant is gone. Okay.
All right.
What is happening?
It's time.
Rock Hydra?
Rock Hydra.
Oh my god, bro. Well, thank god for the Icy Manipulator.
Yeah, you got Icy
1, 2, 3,
Manipulator.
4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my god.
Because it's going to get bigger and bigger the second I draw another mountain. I'm excited for it.
Well, can you move past this massive thing? What does this do? prevent the next damage. Oh my god. This card has so much damage.
Yeah, Rock Hydra, the original questing beast.
Oh yeah. Remember when it's like the original text, like he put heads and each head is like whatever, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the Hive is gonna do some work for sure.
We got the Hive, we got the Hydra. Feeling pretty solid right now. Especially because the Icy
I mean,
Manipulator is not
I'm like
great. Oh, another Soul Net.
I'm like one, like literally a couple cards away from just completely. This now. Like literally, if I drop Pestilence, I'm just gonna win this game on the spot.
If you go Pestilence, it's going to be a rough time. But
or let me read this card again. Okay, well, don't laugh.
I don't know. I feel like I'm going to laugh. All right, let's prevent the next 1 damage that would be dealt to Rock Hydra. Oh, another Blue Elemental
Yeah.
Blast.
Wow. Savage. The
Okay.
savagery is too much here.
Can't beat the Rock Hydra.
I cannot.
Oh, that is the draw I was looking for.
God damn it.
Got
I mean, I do
Ancestral
have
here.
cards that get me out of here pretty quickly, but
Oh yeah, no, definitely. But
conveniently, I can block the Basilisk as well.
yeah, but it is
Okay,
a
so-
little bit less damage than the Rock Hydra, so
Well, I mean, it's definitely slow,
deal 1 damage to any target.
but it is a way to survive.
It is a way to survive.
Because it also gains me life. So realistically, I can at least not die to all of the stuff you're doing.
That is true.
Unless you, yeah. But obviously, you have to always keep making more things. Stop making things.
Let's get this.
Yeah, sure. Okay, what do I want to do? Do I want to kill? I guess it doesn't matter. Okay. Man, I need
Yeah,
the APM that I need for this.
The
Yeah,
rod
well,
is definitely going to stop the Hive.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna do this now.
Gain 2
Oh,
life.
and I gain 2 life. Yeah, so probably I think at this point just.
That's pretty.
Yeah, I mean it
strong.
does, but at the same time, it's like you can just not make them right. Like
Yeah, that's true.
it is a foil for sure. Another Stone Ring, sure.
Yeah, it's trying to make the black lower.
One of these. No, I understand, especially because of like I do have cards that have like black matters,
Yep.
but not red. Okay. Okay, well.
Oh.
The swamps will continue until morale improves, as they say.
I guess so. Okay. That is a really good draw.
Hey, Dad. Yep.
Yeah, very happy with that. At this point, it's just gonna be what you ping me for 1, ideal 3 to you, rinse and repeat until something happens,
2.
or 2 to you. Yeah.
Well, for now, you're gonna do because this doesn't fly, so you're gonna do like what 5 to me.
Yeah. Damage is ramping up.
It is ramping up. Does it even matter at this point?
This Wall of Stone has been so good. Like the Wall of Stone has really been.
I mean, it's beefy as shit, so it doesn't like it's very hard to get out way of it. Okay, so I need to have the biggest guy, and then I'm gonna take 5 from this.
And then you ping me for 1. Okay.
There are definitely cards that do it. Let's see.
Just gotta hope that I'm able to hold out for the last couple turns.
Okay, well, that's a card that does it. But you have a lot of blue open. 1, 2, 3.
Oh. This is scary. What, you've got 6, 7, do 7?
7 mana, which is fortunately 1 less than I need.
That's good for me.
How do I hold out? Unless I'm reading this correctly, I need. Yeah, I don't do enough. Maybe I need to hold out actually 1 more turn. You can also just draw something.
I don't know.
I mean, I can also just gain a bit of life right now. It's gonna be okay. 1, 2, 3. What? It just costs mana to do? 1, 2, 3. So if I did this, it's not like the best use, but I feel like I am in enough danger that I need to do some stuff.
A fireball, but you forgot I can prevent damage.
That is true. I should have done something else. Yeah. Punished. Immediately punished. Which means that I should be rodding the rock hydra instead. Although now you have the thing. Yeah.
I mean, he's down to 2.
I should have just. Yeah, no, I know. I should have done the mammoth for sure. Because I just try to do the elemental. Yeah. That's fine. It's fine. Just gonna draw the good cards in our deck, which are not many, but there are some.
Yeah, well, we got a secondary elemental here.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I think he got 1 turn to draw a good card. Otherwise, it's looking like it's going to be game.
It does. Fortunately for me. These cards have too much text.
Magic has always had too much text.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that gains you 2 life.
It does give me 2 life. So now, how much am I taking now? Not a ton, but some.
Taking a decent bit.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Oh, I forgot to tap the air elemental.
All right,
God,
I'll pretend
so
1 step. Let's make it fair.
Thank you. I am. Yeah. Oh God, Fanatic 6. Yeah.
So you're at 6,
I
and
appreciate it. And you kill me. That's why you
it's
gave it to
Psionic
me.
Blast.
Psionic Blast. Oh my God, that is so
The
cringe.
original blue burn spell. Woo!
I wasn't drawing much. Yeah, good
Alright,
games,
well,
bro.
Good games. Got there for the first one, and then next week we'll be opening up Arabian Nights with 15 packs, and
Okay, so
starting to
what-
make our next decks.
What else did you open? Because I do have cards that I couldn't put in this
Oh,
deck.
yeah? Okay.
I'm pretty excited.
So I'm excited for a lot of stuff. I mean, I got 3 sinkholes. I got 2 dark ritual, or just 1 dark ritual. I got like a lot of good black cards that just
Yeah.
wouldn't fit in this version of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got all the circle of protections, multiple. So I might even
Nice.
be able to make like a good circle of protection list.
Mm-hmm.
So those are cards I'm excited for as the series goes on. What about you?
So one card you didn't see is Wheel of Fortune, which I was
Wheel of
trying to draw
Fortune.
into.
Oh, that's such a sweet card.
And another card that is gonna come in and get immediately banned, Time Vault.
Whenever you get a key
So
or
as
something.
soon as I get anything that untaps artifacts, I'm just gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
I also got a pretty decent blue-white. I had like a Sarah Angel, 2 Mahmoudi Jin, 2 counter spells, 4 power sinks,
That's pretty good.
and 2 the card like Island Sanctuary or whatever, where you just dot draw and you can't attack me.
Yeah. And that's definitely pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? Yeah, I mean, Demonic, you already saw Soul Ring. Like, the opening wasn't like super hardcore power, but at the same time, it was like a lot of like power adjacent cards, so I just couldn't reroll it.
I mean, it's definitely gonna ramp up a lot when we get to Antiquities and we get all those colorless cards in 2 weeks. But
Yeah.
we'll have to wait and see. But for now,
I need to just look for any untapped artifact, and I'm just gonna be so happy.
yeah. But for now,
Yeah.
best of luck. Thank you so much to everyone for watching this, and we will see you next week with Arabian Nights.